Well, this movie just goes to prove you can make a very good D-Day movie without it being rated R. The Longest Day was made in 1962 and was primarily directed by Darryl F. Zonka, and it stars John Wayne, Henry Fonda, John Mills, Robert Mitchum, Eddie Albert, Sean Connery, and just a total array of famous actors. This movie is the retelling of D-Day from 4 different perspectives: the French Resistance, the English Army, the American Army, and the Germans all at the same time, and we see how this plays out historically and accurately with amazing action sequences. So, I am going to continue my era films where I talk about films I suggest for you guys to go see by recommending this one. This is a 1962 absolute masterpiece, in my opinion. This is the film that kind of paved the way for the kind of films that we have today. This film not only won Academy Awards, it was nominated for Best Picture, and it's easy to see why. The scope of this film is absolutely amazing. It is astounding that in 1962 they could do as much as they did with this film. It is full of extras, extremely brutal, realistic, and everyone manages to play this as if this is a real event. You see the build-up to every side trying to decide should they go to D-Day, how the Germans are looking at it, how the French people are looking at it. And you literally see the entire event, basically, play out over about the next 3 hours. This film is long, it is epic, and it is amazing. The shots in here are amazing. The cinematography is nothing short of absolute masterclass shooting. There is this one shot of the French army trying to make a charge through the village, and it's like a 5-minute one take. This is 1962, and they have a 5-minute one take of an entire battle taking place. The tracking for that shot, I can't even imagine how much you had to do to get that right, because that is something you probably don't want to go back and do again. The acting also is all phenomenal in here. Like I said, an all-star cast, including foreign actors. Kurt Jurgens, who's a very recognizable actor right now. He's German. He's in the movie. There is just so much to this movie of truly understanding from both sides how it plays out. And the event is portrayed wonderfully. It's black and white, but that doesn't even matter, because this isn't some like old film per se. I think this is genuinely the first real film. They have the French speaking French, the Germans speak Germans, the English are played by Englishmen, Americans are Americans, and the Germans are played by Germans, and the French are played by the French. And it works so very well. This is one of those films where at the end, the reason I say primarily directed at the beginning is because there were like 4 or 5 directors on here. They had hired a German director to shoot the German scenes. They hired an Englishman for their scenes, because they understood that way you're going to get the most accuracy. The amount of writers and everyone involved on this from beginning to end is amazing. Another thing that's really astounding about this movie is there's really not much of a soundtrack. This movie plays out pretty much silently. It doesn't play a lot of music. It has the main theme that kind of echoes every now and then in there, and a couple pieces, but that's it. It really just focuses on the battle. You are in D-Day. That is the point of this movie, and you're seeing what happened at that event. And I think this is, while Saving Private Ryan has probably one of the best opening scenes for D-Day ever, this is a greater, in-depth look of that. It's 3 hours of it, and you get to know characters and understand characters, and you see mistakes, and there's this one thing that goes on of how they identify themselves in the American Army in this movie. These little nutcrackers, and you hit it once, you know, and twice, you can identify yourselves and things like that, and that comes into play to absolute terror in this movie. Like, it will haunt you the rest of your life to hear a nutcracker. This film is sweeping. It is a true epic. This is just absolute Hollywood at its best when they could do it. They would probably never be able to make a movie like this nowadays on this scope without someone like Ridley Scott or someone like that behind the camera. But this film, by all means, is something you need to check out. I honestly mean that. This is one of the greatest war films, one of the greatest movies ever made, and you will certainly enjoy it. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm going to give The Longest Day a 10 out of 10. So thank you guys always so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you all next time.